Twitch, Artemia the Violet Wizard here, and today we are continuing Pokémon Emerald. Last time we went all around the Hoenn region seeing the new stuff that we're able to do after becoming champion, and obtained a few new interesting Pokémon along the way. So this stream session is mainly going to be focusing on a new area that opens up to us upon becoming champion and going on to the SS title for the first time, which grants us access to an area where we're going to be spending a large chunk of our post-game adventures, because, yeah, it's definitely a very interesting area and has a lot of stuff to talk about. But before I go into that, I had quite the surprise when I came in and just doing like a little bit of before stream prep. So you know how in the Lily Cove game corner there is the desk where you can enter a raffle in order to get prizes based on the ID number of the Pokemon that you have in your party or in your box? And how I said it's very, very difficult to try to get the jackpot prize? So as I was doing stream prep, turns out I actually won the jackpot. Like, I'm not lying. Let me bring up a screenshot just to show this off. So right there, you've won the jackpot prize. You've won the Master Ball. And this whole thing came up just because of a random whooper that I had in the PC that had it shared the freaking same ID number as every other Pokemon I had. So why to specifically pick Wooper? I don't know, but holy crap, I have never in my life managed to get the jackpot prize from the Pokemon lottery. I have never done this. And just to show right quick that this is legit and I'm not pulling your leg or anything with an edited screenshot, let me go into my bag. Right there. I have 2 Master Balls. This is the only time at this point in the series you're actually able to get more than 1 Master Ball in the game. Oh, sweet Arceus. Like, this is just crazy. Just definitely was not expecting that. Hey, if I could get another super rare thing to come up during this stream session, that'd be great, but it's probably not going to happen considering that where we're going. So, because we rode the SS title and managed to talk to Scott, we now have access to Battle Frontier. This is an interesting place. I'm sorry, just kind of trying to calm down after everything. Great music alert. The Battle Frontier, long dreamed about a place like it. And so have many of us over the years. Is it your first time here? Please step this way. The front lines of Pokemon battling. Welcome to the Battle Frontier. For first-time visitor, we issue the Frontier Pass. It's for use at all the facilities in the Battle Frontier. Here you are. Hope you enjoy all the Battle Frontier has to offer. Well, if it isn't Haley, you came out here. Oh, Mr. Scott, sir. Good day to you, sir. It's great to see you here, it really is. Hope you take your time and explore everywhere. Naturally, I hope you'll also experience the pure essence of battling. I also have my quarters here, so feel free to visit if you have time. Throughout our whole adventure, whenever we run into Scott, he always said that he was looking for very strong and compelling trainers. This area is what all of that has been building up to, which we'd like to learn about. We have a ton of facilities here to go over, but I feel it'd be nice just to talk about them as we go into things here. Right quick, I want to show that our trainer card has now been upgraded into the Frontier Pass, with our trainer card just being a portion of this feature. So you got a lot here. There's a Battle Frontier map that shows you all the location of the various facilities here. It shows battle record, which will be something we'll be going into eventually. Battle points is basically a currency that we're able to earn in this area. We'll be going over more about that later. And symbols. This is pretty much the badges of the Battle Frontier. As you take on the facilities, you'll eventually be able to face certain trainers that are basically the gym leaders of this area, and for beating them, you earn symbols. Just letting you know, this is not going to be a all-symbol run of this adventure. Mainly just trying to show off these facilities and actually, mainly just to see if I can actually try to get the symbols. It's not going to be an end goal for me to get everything. I'm mainly just showing off the various facilities during this chunk of our adventure. I'm your guide to the Frontier Pass. Would you like to know about? I'll go into all of these much more detail later. I'm your guide to the basic rules that are common to all the challenges offered by the facilities in the Battle Frontier. What would you like to learn about? There is definitely a lot to go over here, but that'll be later when we're actually getting into some of the actual meat of this area. So the Battle Frontier is quite big, and also this is an area unique to Pokémon Emerald. If you're playing Ruby and Sapphire, and unfortunately the remakes, you do not have access to the Battle Frontier here. You instead have access to other facilities, either the Battle Tower in the original games, or the Battle Maison in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. But the Battle Frontier in Emerald, it's just great. One of the all-time most interesting areas that you could put the post-game of a Pokemon game into. Used to be nothing here, not at all that long ago. Now look at this place, amazing. I'll bring my mother out to see this. Looks like this square is filled with tough people. I'm the best out of all my friends, but here, I've been useless. There is a lot of people to talk to here, and yeah, I'll be talking to all of them just because. It's not as if just anyone can come here, you know. One of those trainers has been recognized as tough are brought here. That's why many trainers don't even know about the Battle Frontier. I believe I'm the only person here who, for some unknown reason, would choose fishing over battling. Huh? Can't catch anything here? That's disappointing. Yeah, not a whole lot of Pokemon can be found here, although there are some that I will be highlighting soon. Finally arrived at the Battle Frontier. Sure to grab the attention with my looks and ability. I'm scared of going into the Battle Pike because it's a Viper. I came all the way here, so I'll try to conquer everything. Boy, that's quite intimidating looking. A while back, I met this older girl at the Battle Pike. She had these eyes that were scary in a real ornery way. She got all furious. We quit eating, and she wailed on me. It's a hair-raising kind of scary experience, sure enough. Hi, it's Maria. Want to prove endurance? My altitude training is it. Try running on a mountaintop. You'll be gasping in no time. I'm getting oxygen starved too. See you. Fascinating. Let's play rock, paper, scissors. 1, 2, 3. Yay, won! I'll take the Battle Pipe challenge. Good for you. Yeah, a lot of facilities here. We won't be going into... we won't be challenging any of them for the time being. That'll be something I'll be dedicating future streams to, definitely. I want to take a challenge as soon as I arrived here, but on the way I got seasick. Ugh. And of course there are other buildings here that aren't directly related to the events. Here. What is this place? It's scaring me. Howdy, comes the news about the Battle Frontier, I'm number 1. You can think of me as the Frontier Maniac. Just checking, but you are a trainer, isn't that right? I'll happily share the hottest news I gathered about the Battle Frontier. See now, sounds like Battle Tower Double is the hottest. Sure, there's several places where you can enter double battles, but the double battle rooms of the Battle Tower are like basic. There where you should learn about how double battles are played here in the Battle Frontier. What amazing power of persuasion, my mentor is like none other. What amazing news gathering power, my mentor is like none other. What amazing powers of observation, my mentor is like none other. Yeah, as we'll be seeing in future streams, you can do both single battles and double battles here at the Battle Frontier. Both are acceptable formats, though one obviously comes with other tricks of the trade. We came here to chaperone our grandson. Since we're here, we thought we should get some souvenirs. Dear, what do you think of this? Wouldn't this make a nice gift? It's Protein? Sounds delicious, doesn't it? A lot of the Battle Frontier's facilities don't allow the use of items during battles. That rule makes things tougher than they already are. Welcome, how may I serve you? You can of course buy some good items here. Basically everything that we already have access to in other areas. But it's nice that we got them all gathered here. Especially noteworthy here are the vitamin items. You'll definitely want to pick these up because you'll definitely want to supplement your Pokemon stats with as many effort values as you can in this area. And of course there's a Pokemon Center here, which also means that we can fly here. There is someone here using a Pokemon never seen before. I never learned about it at trainer school at least. When do we can catch Pokemon like that? Expect to see Pokemon not normally found in the Hoenn region here. I'm gonna go through every challenge with just this baby. Lady, this isn't Mystery Dungeon. Skitty's not so good here. Don't really need a heal right now, but it just seems fitting to at a new facility. Okay, next stop, the Battle Arena. Better get the right Pokemon for the PC storage system. You're amazing. At the Battle Tower, an older girl told me I have a lot of talent for battling. I like Pokemon contests more, but I'm no good at contests. I guess having talent and liking something aren't the same. Do you know about the Frontier Brains? That's what Scott calls the 7 special trainers that run the 7 facilities in the Battle Frontier. What a trainer needs: knowledge, strategy, luck, guts, spirit, bravery, and ability. Well, I'm all set in every way. I'll be unstoppable at every building. Huh? Pokemon, what's that? Yeah, I'm getting a lot more details about the specific people we'll be facing here. Yeah, the specific trainers we'll be facing off in battles here are known as the Frontier Brains, which is such a cool name for an important figure here. How charming, that little lady claims she can understand Pokemon. I have this feeling the little girl's saying something profound. I know something. The little girl plays at the Red House a lot. I can tell what Pokemon are thinking. Please, can I see your Pokemon? Sure. Just out of morbid curiosity, what is Beetlejuice thinking? This one says it likes to battle. It'll battle even if it's a lot of ouchies. This girl is actually very important for one of the facilities going in here, as she will give you a basic understanding of what tactics your Pokemon can do if they are forced to fight on their own without any direction. Definitely remember that for later. Zig! I believe in you, little buddy. I'll make my little Zig any favorite tasty treats you like if you win. It's a very pretty area. I sometimes see this really important looking old man going in there. He has these really awesome Pokemon. Seems really nice though. People call me a busybody, but I can't help it. Your hat's on crooked. Oh no, trash on the ground. Oops, it's almost dinner time. I don't know if I can stand to just watch at the Battle Palace. The Battle Frontier isn't exclusively for top trainers. Many people with special abilities have been invited, it seems. That man's Scott. He may have built this place to serve a bigger objective. Oh, what you got, buddy? Scott bring you here too? What is it with that guy? Sounds like he really does know how to spot talented trainers, but I've never seen him battling in person ever. It wasn't easy getting here, but I heard about this knockout pretty girl at the Battle Arena. Instead of her, do you know what I found? A whole teeming mob of sweaty, stinky, and primitive martial artists. I didn't sleep for a week, but then I put together the ultimate team. Can't see myself losing. No joke, we're storming the Battle Arena. Another thing I'd like to say about the facilities here is that if you're at all familiar with the battle tents that we challenged much earlier on in our adventure, they're kind of a warm-up to this area. This area down here leads to something we'll be going into very soon. Excuse me, young one, have you good eyesight? It's an odd tree passed here into my tired eyes, it seems to wiggle. Yeah, we'll go into that a little bit longer. Just want to talk to everyone we can find here. I'm fast on the bike. That goes for the way I battle, too. I win matches the blink of an eye. Good for you. It's a little hut over here. Let's see what we got. What's that you want? Can't you see we're kind of busy here? Can't your business wait till later? Those trainers, what are they doing? They should be taking challenges. I backed the wrong trainer again. Maybe should be battling normally like everyone else. That trainer, he's good, but he gets rattled too easily despite the battle tone. I know a winner when I see one. I'm not too sure what these guys do specifically. I think they're just there for flavor. Oh, darling, you're so wonderful. Oh, just can't wait anymore. Let's go to a multi-battle room right this instant. If we together in the battle salon, the power of our love will overcome everyone we meet. Why, before us, darling, everything will topple like dominoes. With you by my side, I can do anything. Aw, that's sweet. Do you know it? The legend of the Battle Pyramid? When there comes a confident trainer reaching for the golden pinnacle, there shall appear a man among men. Don't know that legend? Well, of course not. I just made it up. What's it supposed to mean? That, my friend, I can't say. This is definitely a cool area, though. I thrive in darkness. Yes, what is worthy of me? None other than the Battle Pyramid. What say you to wandering in darkness and in utter and total desperation? Fascinating. The Battle Pyramid's too harsh. I just can't make it to the top. Some amount of options, maybe I can climb the outside. Yeah, I don't think it works like that, buddy. My grand ambition is to conquer both the Battle Frontier and the Pokémon League. And if my dream comes true, I'm gonna ask Mimi next door if she'll be friends with me. Aww. Oh yeah, okay. So this is the ranking hall. I'd like to go down in history as a super champ and have my name recorded here for posterity. This is the ranking hall. This is where we recognize the immortal trainers left great records in Battle Frontier events. This area, I believe, is mainly a place focusing on basically recording all of your battling abilities throughout the various facilities here, and then swapping records with friends in order to show up, like, who's got the most power to them. My name's not up here. It's only natural since I haven't taken any challenges yet. Yeah, this area's not too important to me here. But if you're looking to just do these facilities and then compare your rankings with friends, it can be fun. Hi, is your name on this list? No. Oh, is that right? If you saw your friend's name up here, I bet it'd make you work harder. As you can kind of see here, there's also certain rankings based on what level you take on the challenges here. We'll go more into that later. I saw it! There was a sticky sort of a Pokemon with a long tail up ahead. It was hiding under a boulder and it kept staring at me. Fascinating. Wow, it's huge! The battle tower feels special. It's different from the others. Yeah, this area here is the only facility you actually get to fight if you're playing original Ruby and Sapphire. Man, oh man, never lost once before. I got wiped out with no saving grace at all. Then I'm told I don't have any talent? Man! This guy ran into a horribly tough trainer while he was on the Battle Tower challenge. Now look at him. You'd be cautious if you ever decide to go to the Battle Tower. Let's see here. My Pokemon's a Meowth. You know it. It's quite cute and rather nice. This little one, I could trade with pride. I could trade me a Skitty for my Meowth. I actually do not have a Skitty. And that is the only way you're able to obtain Meowth in this game outside of trading with Fire Red or Leaf Green. Meowth I could say would be interesting. It's not really the most powerful thing in the world, but its evolution definitely learns a lot of different moves that you would expect from it, being a normal type and all. It's very fast and powerful, but not a whole lot else to it. Hey buddy. Well, hello and welcome. Sorry about the cramped space. Anyway, Haley, let me formally welcome you to the Battle Frontier. This is my dream come true. It took me years and years, but I've finally given shape to my dream. On reflection, it was a terribly long journey. I left home alone on a quest to find strong trainers. No one can imagine how much effort or time it took to make this real. But that's all in the past, no point dwelling on that. All I want for you is to enjoy battling to your heart's content here. Haley, I want you to have this as a memento of all the time our paths cross in our journeys. We get free battle points right away from Scott here. You can check your battle points in your Frontier Pass. The more success you have here at the Battle Frontier, the more battle points you'll collect. Use your battle points the way you see fit, like trading them for items. I'm expecting great things from you. So yeah, Scott was the one who built the Battle Frontier and set up all of these facilities just to push trainers to their absolute limit. Today I'm going to keep battling no matter what until I get a symbol. It's really cool, though, that they actually went to the trouble of making this character in order to justify the existence of this area. He also appears a lot in the anime during the Battle Frontier season, and he's just a fun character whenever he pops up. Very goofy and just very fun. There's people squabbling over there. Hard to believe, but they once were trainers. Good ones, too. He used to be incredibly tough, and they were famous, too. They were obliterated by this certain trainer at a tournament. So thoroughly whipped, they became smitten by the trainer. Now just fans of the trainer. They go cheer for their idol at the Battle Dome every day now. Huh? Will you listen to yourself? That's nothing. Last time I cheered for him, our eyes met and sparks flew. Oh, shush, keep that racket down. You fair-weather fans should stick to cheering for some gym leader. The Dome Ace is mine, the only idol for me. What? That's only happened because I happen to be sitting next to you. The Dome Ace only looked our way because my cheering was so loud. Oh, you ought to challenge the Battle Dome. I wish you the best of luck. Let us both win a way up and meet in challenges. So this here's the Battle Dome. Will a gentleman beat me? Where's the entrance? Where indeed? I heard a rumor that someone saw a Pokémon with an unusually long tail somewhere in the Battle Frontier. Must be adorable, I'm sure of it. No challenges can wait. I feel driven to find the delightful creature. And find it we shall, eventually. Those ladies, the way they badmouth each other, you probably think they don't get along. If that were true, they wouldn't stay out here together, would they? You couldn't tell from looking now, but I used to be one tough trainer. I had a reputation as the toughest beauty around, I tell you. But so now, you don't believe me? I'm not like that blowhard woman over there. I'm actually talented. Let me prove it to you. I can teach your Pokemon special and yet cute moves. But my lessons don't come free. How about paying for the moves I teach with a wee bit of battle points? So this is one of the things you can actually spend your battle points on. You have these move tutors that give you access to moves that you wouldn't normally have access to via TMs. Most of these moves you're able to learn in Byron and Leaf Green just by talking to specific NPCs. But unfortunately here, you actually have to spend currency for them. The main move I'm really looking for here is Rock Slide, because that'd be a really good move on Armstrong, but this thing is worth a lot of battle points. Considering how often I'm going to be challenging this place, who knows? I could get enough battle points to eventually get that move for him. It's just gonna take a while, you know? I mean, I could always do specific challenges off stream to try and get certain attacks from that. I know it's hard to see now. I used to be one fantastic trainer. I have a reputation as the most invincible swimmer around, I tell you. What's wrong? You don't believe me? I'm not that buffoonish woman over there. I'm actually experienced. I can prove it to you. Teach your Pokemon hard and get pretty moves. But my lessons don't come free. I'm paying for the moves I teach you a wee bit of battle points. And here we get some more moves that can be taught. Namely, these ones are really good. The Elemental Punches. A lot of Pokemon are able to learn these moves, and because they are technically special moves in this generation, you can get a lot out of them. Especially with certain Pokemon. When I was just a wee youngster, those ladies were strong and beautiful. They were idols among us trainers. Even now, age hasn't dulled their abilities. In fact, their Pokemon moves have grown even more polished. But for some reason, I can't help but feel this. Time is so cruel. I like how those NPCs are just basically bragging about how hot they were back in the day. As you know, they used to be beauties and swimmers. It's very funny. Hey bro, you sure we can make challenges if we don't have any Pokemon? I'm sure I'll be okay, I think. But remember that big scary guy? He said, I'll lend you Pokemon. That's the Battle Factory. You can rent strong Pokemon there. Makes me wonder who's raising those rental Pokemon. Who indeed? So we're seeing quite a bit around here, but I know there's at least one area that I definitely want to go through, because definitely some shops that we missed. So I believe it's this place. Yep. Huh, what are you gawking at? I like you staring at my plush doll like that. Wanna go get one yourself? Isn't that right, Smoocher? Oh, they're so nice. I wish I had them. Cute cushions, big plush dolls, little plush dolls. I wish I had them all. Leave it to your mommy. If it's anything you want, I'll go through anything to get it, honey. Hello, this is the exchange service corner. We exchange battle points you have collected for lovely prizes. So yeah, it's not just moves that you're able to spend your battle points for. You also have exclusive furniture for decorating your secret bases with. Again, I'll be going over secret bases eventually. Hello, this is the exchange service corner. The battle points are collected for lovely prizes. You even get some big dolls here. It's kind of nice seeing some Gen 1 representation here. Although that Venusaur doll looks really dopey looking. I mean, Charizard and Blastoise look fine, but come on. Hello, this is the exchange service corner. Alright, what do you got here? So you can also exchange your battle points for vitamins, but you can also just buy the vitamins at the Pokemart here, so what's even the point? What'd you say? I was so caught up with what I was just explaining. Do you know, if you stretch your record at any of the battle facilities, they start giving you more and more battle points. That's definitely something you'll want to keep in mind here. If I can get hold of the items here, my Pokemon will get tougher. You bet they will, no questions about it. Hello, this is exchange service corner. Alright, what do you got here? Alright, so this place is good because you can get some very handy items that can be very useful in the facilities here. We pretty much picked up at least one of these throughout our adventure, but yeah, they're very good things to have because you're not able to use regular items when you are taking on the Battle Frontier facilities. However, Pokemon held items are still valid. So if you want your Pokemon to use berries or leftovers or Quick Claw, then definitely equip them to your Pokemon. So yeah, a lot of stuff you can spend your battle points for. I definitely recommend getting the moves or the items over the stuff like the dolls and vitamins. Wait, did I hear that right? I'm better than my daddy at Pokemon! Go on, my baby sweetie, go rack up some wins for daddy! You're just like your mother, so you'll be dominating! Okay, mister, I really don't want to know how much your wife dominates. I'm just making sure Yep, I've been through all these facilities, I believe. This looks new. Open a restaurant here. I'd make money for sure. You bet. When will be airing interviews with top trainers today? Whew, I need to take a breather after some intense battles. But even now, I never take a break from plotting strategies and combos. That's another thing I can recommend about this place. Definitely plan ahead for the battles here. You said my Pokemon's outstanding. I'm glad I raised it carefully. He said my Pokemon's outstanding, but I didn't do anything special raising it. For 70 years I've raised Pokemon. I'm the man they revere as the legendary top Pokemon breeder. If you ever become as seasoned as me, you'll see the abilities of Pokemon at a glance. You're a trainer. Doesn't it interest you to know your own Pokemon's abilities? Here, let's have a look at your Pokemon. Alright, how about you look at the first Pokemon I ever had? This one overall I would describe as having better than average ability. Incidentally, the best aspect of it I would say is its attack. That stat's outstanding, and that's how I call it. This is actually an NPC that is fairly important for going over something that the game really doesn't tell you about, and that is your Pokemon's individual values, otherwise known as IVs. As you all know, your Pokemon have certain stats, but what the game doesn't tell you is that from the moment your Pokemon is first created in the game's code, its base stats are all based around certain values between 0 and 31. Obviously, having more of these values means your Pokemon's stats will be much better than average. And as such, that is also a way of determining which of its stats it excels at. For example, Jerk was just described as having its best attribute being its attack. So, its attack IVs are higher than its other stats. It's definitely something you'll want to keep in mind when going through here, because keeping in mind your Pokemon's individual values can be a very strong way of building the right team for taking on these facilities. But I think we've been running around just talking to people enough. How about going into some other content here? So if you're not familiar with Pokemon Gold and Silver, this should be very familiar to you. Highly recommend saving. So, how are we able to get this wiggly tree out of here? Let's give it a drink. The weird tree doesn't like the Whalmer Pail. The weird tree attacked. Meet Sudowoodo, a pure rock-type Pokemon from Generation 2. This thing is interesting. Want to weaken this thing? Let's go with Fly. This is the only Sudowoodo you're actually able to obtain in Generation 3 outside of the GameCube games. And it's definitely an interesting Pokemon overall. As you would expect from a rock type, it mainly excels in attack and defense, which it does fairly well. Other stats, like speed and such, aren't very good, but obviously you're not going to be relying on that for this thing. Another interesting thing about Sudowoodo is that it learns a lot of moves that you wouldn't expect a rock type to get that make its moveset fairly interesting. And as you saw there, it actually starts with Rock Slide, which already makes it a very good Pokemon in that regard, just having a very strong move like that. But yeah, Sudowoodo is fairly interesting. It's one of the few Pokemon that can naturally learn the move Mimic, which we had access to via a tutor for quite a while. So yeah, being able to copy one of your opponent's attacks in order to use it against them or against future opponents is fairly interesting. And it's definitely something I can recommend Sudowoodo over other rock-type Pokemon. But on the whole, would I really recommend Sudowoodo for the challenges here at the Battle Frontier? Probably not. I don't really see it excelling too well in different facilities. But overall, it's still a decent rock type. It's a shame that's only accessible this late into the adventure, because I could definitely see myself using these in just a regular playthrough of this game. But nope, it's post-game only, and there's only one you can obtain in the whole game. Speaking of which, that's why I recommend saving before this thing. You only get one shot at Sudowoodo, make it count. I kinda wanna save my Ultra Balls right now, cause there's some stuff we'll be doing later on in this stream series that will definitely require those. But it wasn't necessary, because we got Sudowoodo anyway. Sudowoodo, the imitation Pokemon. It mimics a tree to avoid being attacked by enemies, but since its forelegs remain green throughout the year, it's easily identified as a fake in the winter. Another thing I want to say about Sudowoodo is that why does it not have regional variants at this point? I mean, we've gone through 2 generations and that have featured a Pokemon gaining new appearances and typings based on their location, and Sudowoodo would be perfect for that. Like, could you imagine Alola mimicking the appearance of a palm tree, or in Galar have it imitating the appearance of a pine tree? I think that would be really cool for this thing, but for whatever reason, Game Freak did not capitalize on that idea. It's quite a shame. Why not? I'll name you after the Sudowoodo I used in one of my Pearl playthroughs. Excuse me, young one, have you a good memory? I had this feeling once was an odd tree past here. There definitely was. It's gone now. Don't worry, Shanty, we'll heal you up soon. So I mainly want to show off that now that we've dealt with that Sudowoodo, we can go down the waterfall, and we're just gonna surf around here until we find this. This cave entrance leads into the Artisan Cave. This is a fairly unique area because it's the only spot in the game besides the Altered Cave where you're able to encounter Smeargle. This is a normal type Pokemon, and there is nothing normal about this thing in terms of its playstyle. But one will say that this thing is pretty garbage at everything except for speed in terms of its stats. What is great about this thing, though, is its signature move, Sketch, which allows it to permanently copy the last attack that was used against it. Because I used Psychic to weaken this thing with Beetlejuice, I managed to sketch that, and now it permanently knows Psychic. And what's better is that you can reteach Sketch to Smeargle after it has used it to copy a move until you get a full moveset with this thing. Smeargle is easily the most customizable Pokemon in the entire series. Like, you are able to pretty much equip this thing with any set moves you want. If you want to build it as a sweeper, go ahead. If you want to build it as a tank, sure, do that. If you want to set it up with a bunch of status moves in order to impair your opponents, or give it a ton of stat-raising moves and then teach it Baton Pass in order to pass those stat changes on to another teammate, go ahead. There's just so many wacky combinations you're able to do with this thing that actually makes it worth using in battle. And not only that, it's also very useful in breeding, because it can also pass on those moves into other Pokemon that it's capable of breeding with. So all in all, this thing is definitely interesting. It's a double-edged sword because you have to deal with its kind of garbage stats, but considering just the wide variety of moves you're able to give this thing, I can definitely say it's worth using and experimenting. Hell, just build an entire team full of Smeargle and just give them a bunch of different movesets and strategies behind them. It's just such a unique Pokemon, and one that, while it doesn't get a whole lot of use, it's still a very, very unique Pokemon, and one that I definitely recommend for challenge runs, if you're at all interested in those. So please get this thing. There we go. So I believe the Smeargle you can catch here are also varied in levels between certain areas, so... Well, you're able to get quite a few of them at different levels here. Smeargle, the painter Pokemon. A Smeargle marks its territory using a fluid that leaks out from the tip of its tail. About 5,000 different marks left by this Pokemon have been found. How about I name you after one of my favorite artists, Tamarin, aka Tamarin Frog. Yeah, I believe that is basically all there is to the Artisan Cave, though. I don't think there are any items here, and the only oh, there are items here. Okay. So I guess we'll be looking around trying to find these and just deal with any Smeargle we come across. Okay, looks like we're mainly going to be finding vitamins here. That's perfectly fine. But yeah, Smeargle's the only Pokemon you can find here, and you get them at a variety of different levels. So definitely go nuts, catch a bunch of these things, give them a bunch of wacky movesets. Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. So I guess for the remainder of this stream, as we're just going for the Artisan Cave and gathering up the items that can be found here, I guess I could talk about some stuff that's been going on lately. So I know lately I haven't been streaming a whole lot, because last week I was just completely MIA from streams for a bit. I did have a good reason, though, mainly just one from lack of motivation, and also just some issues popping up that I don't really want to go into much detail about, but it's nothing really serious. I'm getting through it, and it was kind of demotivating at first, and I was really not too sure if I wanted to do any streams last week, so that's the main thing. But luckily we're good, and all that is hopefully gonna get taken care of. Another thing I like to say is that I have been, of course, watching lots of BoJack Horseman during this time, and oh boy, I am now on season 6, and just, oh man, the stuff that happened in season 5, holy crap. Like, this show is still, like, one of my favorite pieces of media I have ever witnessed, and just, the things that went down in season 5 were just so compelling and just so harsh. But it's all building up to some good stuff. I'm making good progress with season 6, and things for the most part have been very uplifting, and seeing a BoJack struggling with his issues, but trying to make peace with the decisions he's made and make peace with the people that he's wronged over the years. And yeah, it's all very compelling stuff. Of course, I'm still very early into the season, so things could go downhill very quickly. I don't really know what's ahead, but yeah, I'm hoping that the season definitely ends on a very impactful note. Because being the final season and all, it has to if they're wrapping up this series and the storylines with all these characters, which I have definitely grown to love. I'd like to briefly mention, of course, is that my work schedule has actually been lightening up a little bit, so hopefully we'll be able to get in a lot more streams in the foreseeable future. I'm, of course, keeping my previously stated promise of 1 Emerald stream a week, and then one other stream of a different game in the future. And of course, we should all know by now that the other game that I'm playing at this time is Sonic Mania. And it's just such a great game, I love it so much. And yeah, getting to revisit that game while I'm also working on wrapping up this Emerald series has been very interesting, to say the least. And that is where the exit to the Artisan Cave leads to. So now we know that that guy was talking about Smeargle the entire time. And yeah, those are the only new Pokemon that you're able to obtain here on the Battle Frontier. A cat, a tree, and a beagle that spent too much time on DeviantArt. Fascinating. Speaking of art, though, there's been stuff I've been working on lately. Don't want to talk too much about, given the subject matter. Cough, cough. But I don't know, I'm very proud of it and getting to experiment with different things. Because, hey, it's been very good anatomy practice, I'll give you that. And it also involves a character that I've been really passionate about these days, so, you know, it's all good for me, and that is the main takeaway I want to make with that. But with that said, I think we are going to call things early for tonight, because I mainly just wanted to show off the Battle Frontier, talk to everyone here, show off what you're able to do without actually challenging the facilities here, because there is a lot to discuss in the future, and show off the new Pokemon that can be obtained here. So, things were very brief tonight, but I think it ultimately worked well. So next time we dive into Pokémon Emerald, we could be taking on a facility here, or we could be heading back to the mainland to solve a mystery that has long been evading us for quite some time. Until next time, have a good night and take care.